was really glad that we get a chance to talk, because I think, for all our common interests, when it comes to the scientific method, what you want to see is that somebody else can run an experiment in different conditions and get the same result. And our backgrounds are very interesting and also very different in a lot of ways. I don't want to say that you were born to peace, but with your father being a conscientious objector, and
my grandfather too,
and your grandfather too, and it's I come from a military family, and with my father serving 20 years in the Navy, but I think when it comes to peace, we seem to have come out with the same answer. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you were ever aware of a time when you didn't think in terms of peace, or was this something you had to, like confirmation, kind of own on your own later?
I mean, I think it was a little bit of both.
Okay.
We wouldn't necessarily use the language of being born into peace, but
right.
I mean, it was the value set that I think my family for generations has held. So it was always kind of a given for me. But there were times where I had to really think about, is that what I believe, or just because I was told that, or because it's really what I believe?
I mean, I think we normally do a little rebellion against authority. It's a good thing for us. I don't know if, I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm wondering if there was a light bulb moment like there was for me, where I thought, oh, I really think this.
One thing that really stands out for me is when I was in junior high is when the first war in Iraq happened. And one of my teachers, I think it was my English teacher, had wanted the class to write letters to some of the men and women serving in the U.S. Armed Forces over there.
Right.
And she kind of made this a homework assignment for us. And I went home and told my parents about it, and of course they weren't all that into that idea. Mm-hmm. And I remember my dad asking, well, can you ask her if you could write a Brethren volunteer service person instead?
Right.
And I felt really awkward. It's like the one kid in the room who isn't into the very patriotic project, and now I have to single myself out even more to ask my teacher for a special favor. And when you're in junior high, it's not cool to stand out.
You really want to conform in any way you can. Right,
exactly.
Right.
And so I remember going up to her desk just because I knew my dad would ask me, did you ask her? Did you press her on this? So I went up and asked, and she wasn't all that thrilled about the suggestion either, and ended up not letting me. And I did, in fact, end up writing back and forth with a gentleman who was in the service. I don't remember his name now or what wing of the service he was in, and it was fine. But that was one of those moments where I had to really think through, well, first my embarrassment of having to stand out in a crowd at a time when no one wants to do that, but also, am I taking this step because it's what my dad wants me to do, or because it's something that I agree with as well? That's one story that sticks out for me.